Beats Planet.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? We back like bra straps, but in a different way. We mostly talk sports and football on this channel. Every now and then we may dabble in some relationship, women's, other sport talk, video game, things like that. But we also get our hip hop in too. And yesterday, actually, as of 420, Jermaine Cole dropped some fire. Boy, J. Cole dropped fire. We here to talk about that today. KOD is the album that he dropped. What he said it was on Kids on Donuts. What somebody go to Twitter and tell me what he said KOD meant. We'll cross that road whenever we get there. But it was three acronyms, so to speak. And it basically was setting the scene for the album or whatnot, right? And what I liked, or what I immediately found interesting about this album, y'all can call in, by the way, 515-739-1285, access code 309104. You can call in and give me your thoughts about the album, but it's just pretty much me getting thoughts off my chest or whatnot. But there y'all go. Thank you. Kids on Drugs, King Overdose, Killing Our Demons. That's what it was. So anyway, listen. And we're not talking football here, by the way. What I liked the most about the album, or what immediately stuck out to me, was J. Cole found a way to make an album that was intellectually pleasing, but at the same time, if the idiots didn't get it, they'd like it too. Damn, I thought that was dope by J. Cole. And I'm just going to have the album just playing in the background. This isn't going to be a track-by-track review because that's really not what I do. This ain't like a music review channel or nothing like that. But I just do want to give my general thoughts about it. And in case I forget something, it's playing in the background. I remember it. But anyway, just like... it gives you something for the intellectual because J. Cole switches point of views. He takes perspective from different characters on this album. They're all talking about different ways they handle addiction and, different things that they would be addicted to, different ways to manage it. But if you're an idiot and you really didn't catch that, then the album still bumps though. Like it's still solid beat and bars wise, you know what I mean? Even if you missed it. Even coming off the intro, right? The intro was saying, what it say? Let me see. It was like there are many ways to something to find something, right? I ain't got the exact whatever. Like I said, this isn't going to be a precise review. But it was basically saying, man, look, you can get high off life. You can get high off different types of drugs, high off money. It's different ways to basically, you know what I'm saying, to basically find this thing that you're looking for. And it says choose wisely is what it says, right? And then track by track, it gets into these different scenarios about things that we get addicted to, things that can destroy us, things that motivate us. And I thought that was so interesting, right? Even when KOD comes on, if you listen to KOD and you not focused, it's just bumping. You know what I'm saying? It's just some cold track that comes on. But you listen a little deeper, it goes into a lot of stuff. But we got the phone calls lined up tonight. So if y'all want to call in, the phone lines are open, man. 515-739-1285, access code 309104. I can pretty much flip with what I'm saying and what y'all saying. So y'all can call in. I can stop what I'm saying. Then when y'all hang up, I'll get right back into what I was talking about. But let's get into G from Miami. What up, G?
What's up, Voch?
What's up, man? Let me turn your levels up real fast. Hold up. Sound check. Go again, G. What'd you say?
Yeah, what's up, Voch?
What's up? What's up, bro? What you got for the show?
Yeah, yeah, man. I just wanted to put my input on the new J. Cole album.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought, like, listening. God, I took 2 days to listen to it. When it dropped midnight and the next morning, the first time I heard it, incredible. Second time I heard it was incredible as well. I just had to make sure that it was in no midnight hype.
Hey, you know what, G? I appreciate you because my homeboy said he fresh. My brother actually he texted me at 12:35. He say classic. I'm like, man, bro, like, can we get 48 hours to digest this? There's no way you could catch all this in 35 minutes. Go ahead, G.
Exactly. I didn't want it to be no midnight hype, so I had to listen to it the next morning. Immediately, what I dissected was that I could tell this wasn't an album that took like years or months to make. I was betting on like a rumor has it he made this album in a week.
Man,
I was betting
they said that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But yeah, but go on. I'm listening to you.
Nah, you could tell because I thought about like how I compared this. Basically what I did, I compared this to his previous works, and I thought about how like the album, the little projects before this, For Your Eyes Only. My only gripe with that, because that album was beautiful in the sense of he was telling his friend's story. But my only problem with that, I felt like it wasn't conceptual enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought that, and I was telling my friend this the other day. I said that the platform that it's crazy how like Kendrick and J. Cole have entered this platform where they sell out without having intentions of going mainstream and trying to sell out. But I said with great power comes great responsibility. And I said compared to Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly, like that was the album that we needed at that time in 2016 when, you know, the whole Philando Castro and all of that going on. And in his next project, and I'm not counting Untitled, but Damn was sort of, you know, showing the vulnerability behind Kendrick and how he is, you know, feeling as a black celebrity in America. I thought Cole was gonna make that transition from 2014 forward to Drive, right? So when I heard For Your Eyes Only, I said, to be honest, it's a beautiful story that he's telling about his friend, but I said, low key, now is not the time. Because I said, like, I felt like J. Cole had to evolve, had to use his platform. And I feel like this album accomplished that because we know like this was the low-key an issue in Cole's mind for like the longest. You know, we just didn't know how he was gonna approach it. Like,
this is what we needed from Cole, right? Okay, and you seem like a well-versed hip hop fan. Remember when DJ Khaled's Major Key came out? And Cole had the interlude on there, Jermaine's interlude, and everybody was like, "Damn, we need to hear Cole rap like this." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So when For Your Eyes Only came out, Cole didn't rap like that. Cole told this story that we really weren't really invested in. It wasn't his story; it was somebody else's, and it was a cool story, but it was just that. It was just a story. It wasn't that great album to come back and listen to. I think KOD was basically where he was starting with Jermaine's interlude. That's the Cole that we needed, and that's the one that we got in his album.
I thought, to be honest, For Your Eyes Only, I thought that was I don't want to say throwaway tracks, but I thought like it was more so like some rhymes that he had in like his notepad or whatever about his homeboy, and he just felt like, okay, it was a filler. You know how like you watch like anime, right? Right. And then you know how they got like filler arcs, right? I felt like this was a filler arc. Because in my opinion, I'd say it's 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and then this album. Because I'd skip For Your Eyes, and it's not to say my thing For Your Eyes is not conceptual enough. And like we're seeing, like for instance, like me, I like to read about what's the top albums every year, and I like to see how people rank them. And I noticed a trend that's been going on, especially 2017, is that the top albums in 2017 has been the ones where the artists are showing vulnerability and emotion and are sort of being honest with us. Yeah. It's always no matter whether you read Rolling Stone or Complex or whatever, it's always Kendrick Lamar, Damn, #1, Jay-Z 444 is usually in the top, anywhere between like number 2 all the way down to number 10. SZA's Control album is always top 10. Frank Ocean's Blonde is always top 10. And then when you analyze those albums, it's like albums of, okay, like Jay-Z's like, oh man, you know, I'm basically giving you what you wanted to know about, like my situation with cheating on Beyonce, and at the same time I want to use this platform to talk about black economics. And then you got SZA, you know, basically exposing herself, saying like, you know what, you know, I messed up with a couple men in my past and all of that. And then you have Frank Ocean's Blonde, which is talking about how it is being, you know, a homosexual black man in a heterosexual world. So I felt like all of those trends in 2017 was going to carry on in 2018. You was going to see a lot of more like emotional, vulnerable albums. And I thought, like, in terms of the emotional vulnerability, Cole brought it in For Your Eyes, but it just wasn't about him, and it didn't have a bigger message at the end of the day. Between all the only song that I consider had a message was Neighbors. Yeah. We were talking about how the neighbors was knocking on his door, but like aside from this album, instantly I just want to say, like, in terms of bangers, I like ATM. I like Windows Pane, in my opinion. Windows Pane, the part where he was like, oh, I want to kill the man who made my mama cry. Right. I thought that was like the most like in-depth Cole got about his mother. And it's the crazy part about it is, like, I went on Twitter on Jermaine Cole's Twitter, and then he was talking to someone who said that their mother was dealing with depression. And then they were using this song as a counsel. I'm like, see, this is the J. Cole we low-key need. This is the J. Cole we deserve. And then, like, 1985 is, like, hands down one of the best songs this year. It's like he's...
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. Because I'm going to dedicate a whole 30 minutes to 1985, because I think that shit is so loaded and layered. You might need to call back, G.
I'm going to call back.
Call back.
I'm going to call back.
Call back.
Let me know when you get to that part. I'm going to call back.
Got you. Phone lines are wide open for y'all to call in and give y'all thoughts. Hey, man. But anyway, so moving on, right? We at like Photograph right now, and I don't know how deep y'all are in R&B, but Boys II Men had a song called "Girl in the Life" magazine. You know what I mean? Same type of deal, right? In the Boys II Men joint, it was they were at the supermarket, and they picked up the magazine, the Life magazine. That had this chick on the front. I think Wanye wrote her a letter, and she actually showed up to the crib. You know what I'm saying? It was basically just him about him fantasizing about this girl. Well, this is the social media version of it. Photograph is basically, Cole going through this chick's Instagram and being infatuated with her. Shouts out to Demetria Obelar, because I go through the same things with her, man. But I mean, that's dope. That's dope. The cutoff, I think that gets back into the story of how we handle drug addiction and shit like that, right? Because what's that line he said? Let me take my headphone off. He said, "Heaven is a mind state. I've been a couple times." Damn. Heaven is a mind state. I've been a couple times. Whatever your drug of choice is, it puts you in that mind state. It puts you in the heaven until you come down. And when you come down, you go right back to reality, fam. And that's basically what that was about, right? How you deal with that. And I know people. I know people. And look, just to bring this thing full circle, even if you're depressed and you use weed to fight your depression, after you come down, you're going right back to being depressed. And all this gonna tie into 1985 at the end, which is the diss track to Lil Pump. It ain't even a diss track. It's a diss track, but it ain't even a diss track. ATM. I was talking to Sadie Fresh. He thought that ATM was gonna be the single or the banger off the album. I mean, it's the first song with the video or whatever. I don't really consider it a banger, but in context of the album, when you look at how ATM works with Motivate, I think Motivate gonna be the one though. I think Motivate and KOD gonna be the bangers. But when you look at how ATM and Motivate work together, you talk about money, how it makes us feel, and things that we do with it, whether it be good or bad. Then you come in with Motivate. our motivation behind getting money. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to that thing. It goes back to that thing. If you're the not so aware hip hop fan, Motivate easy to listen to. ATM and Motivate. You can just simply nod your head to ATM and Motivate. But if you think a little harder, you hear what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not getting too deep into these tracks, man, because like I say, we've only had it for, what, like 48 hours? 24 hours? When it come out? 420? It's 21? We've only had it. My school is having prom right now, and I'm watching you, Voch. I'm sorry, Kobo. I'm sorry to hear that, fam. What was I saying? Yes. So how those two tracks worked hand in hand with each other? Dope, fire. And Motivate is cold anyway. Kevin's Heart, easy. You talking about how you gonna deal with your relationship and hold on. Let me go to that one particular set of lyrics that had me leaning, and it was directly reflected to Kevin Hart and his situation. I got my lyrics pulled up, by the way. Give me a second. I know I leave you confusing is what he said. What he said? He said something. Hold on. What he said? Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, when I find it, I'll let you know, man. But it's basically he treating this woman like crap, man. I'm a cuss. He treating this woman like shit, man. But she hanging in there. But it ain't just a girl that he's in love with, right? It's the drug that he's in love with. Because you hear him referencing the Xanax and the blunts that he's smoking. So you can look at it at a couple different ways, right? It ain't just like Kevin Hart cheating on his woman. It ain't just the character that Cole is playing cheating on his woman, but I'm in love with Xanax and blunts, man. With weed and drugs. And it's all coming full circle. It's different angles of this thing, right? Whether I'm using it to fight depression, whether I'm using it to put me in a happy place, whether I'm using it and it's killing me, whether I'm using it to make more money, whether I'm using it too much and it's taking money away from me. It's a lot of angles you can take with this shit, man. It's a lot of angles you can take with this whole drug addiction thing, man. Let me we got Eddie Clemens up here, a SEAL team member. Go ahead, Eddie Clemens.
Yo, what up, man? I'm from North Carolina, as you probably know. Mm-hmm. But when I was thinking about the album, I enjoyed it. Of course, there are a couple things I was a little nervous about. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of J. Cole singing.
Right.
Needs to stop that. And then when he's talking about these drugs and stuff, and instead of, especially on Medicate, you need to meditate. I know that meditation is good, but there's some things more people need than meditation.
Yeah, true.
But overall, love the album. I thought that he had I think this is one of his more recent albums that you can just listen to straight through and not have to skip anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do agree that it's a complete track. But what I think is, Cole is figuring out how to make substance with music that won't put you to sleep. Because even though I've been a Cole fan, I have fallen asleep on some of his albums. You know what I mean? Even though I'm aware that his music has substance and that he is saying shit when he's rapping, it can put you to sleep, right? But not with this album, though. He's figuring it out. He's figuring it out bit by bit, man. And like I said, man, when we get to 1985, it's really gonna open up the discussion. But Cole is not wavering from what he wants to do. He's not gonna go let Nas down is a real thing. You know what I mean? He's not gonna go mainstream again just for the hell of being successful. He's gonna ride his own wave. But it seems like Cole is now doing his own thing in a way that makes us appreciate it a little bit more. Easier to listen to. That makes sense?
Yes. And also what was the track called? On Brackets.
Best song on the
Brackets
album.
when he was talking about taxes and all that stuff and why he doesn't vote. I said that shit's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit's true.
Yeah, Brackets is 100%, in my opinion, the best song on the album. It's easy to listen to. Plus, it gets into a lot of things. You know, like it's not just about paying taxes, but it's more so about, hey, if I'm paying taxes, let me decide. Let me decide where I want my money to go. Because if you decide, you're gonna put it in places that doesn't benefit me. You know, I'm paying school taxes, but my homies they don't really graduate. they dropped out because they're caught up in a certain system or whatnot. You know what I mean? They're talking about he's talking about the money that gets circulated back in. Now, even though I'm pro gun or whatever, I can still appreciate this. He's talking about the money that gets circulated into gun companies, and guns end up back in his communities. They end up shooting people. They ended up shooting this dude. His dude ended up getting shot. He had a funeral. His mom's about to go to the funeral. She's pissed off. The other son is living at her house because he's caught up in the system. Same school deal. And then she got to go file her damn taxes. I think that whole deal was fire, fam.
Right. Also, I think J. Cole is probably one of the best storytellers that we've had in a while. I think he can really like put you in a place of knowing what's going on and all these stories that he tells. The story he talked about with his mama calling at like midnight
Window
and all that stuff. I was like, damn, I felt like I was there.
Yeah. I agree. Brackets is it, but look, man, it's ridiculous though, man. Like, and especially when you start making money, you see how much that they take from you. Also, another angle from that song, right? And we can tie this back into 1985. I'm about to just skip straight to 1985 after this. Just another, you know. Like when he was like, "Oh snap! I got $1 million. Let me call my uncle." Half,
Uncle Sam. What?
nigga, half. You know what I'm saying? Like all that ties into the diss track. Matter of fact, G from Miami, call back right now. We and all three of us can talk about 1985 right now. Mr. Clemens, what was your thoughts on 1985? The Lil Pump diss.
So, when I heard the song, I immediately thought, oh, he's calling somebody out. Then, next thing I know, I look on WorldStar and I see Lil Pump with a reaction to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was trying to give you some jewels of how to live life and how to not be broke in 5 years. But, you know these kids nowadays, they don't want to listen to nothing.
This is why I think the song was so perfect. Or the diss was so perfect. Cole could have easily dropped this song separately. Cole could have dropped this like he dropped the Kanye diss. You remember he made the Kanye diss. Let me hold on.
I do remember that. I do remember that. He dropped 2 songs. It was 2 songs that day.
Right. He dropped those, which is partially why I believe he made this in 7 days. Is bullshit. G, you back? G from Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which is partially why I feel like him dropping this in 7 days is bullshit. Like the Lil Pump this being at the end of the album. Okay, peep this out. And just let me talk for a minute. I swear I'm gonna let y'all go. 1985, right? He's talking to Lil Pump in a way of, okay, listen, Pump, there's talented rappers and then there are rappers that ride waves. I'm talented, you ride waves. This is your problem. When you're riding a wave and you're doing basically what this album is talking about, right? You're selling yourself short. You are popping these pills. You are not aware of your financial spendings. You're doing what you're doing with what your audience hypes up because they want you to do wild shit, right? They don't really want you to make smart decisions, right? This when the shit hits me. This when the shit made me like growl and go and shit. He said when those fans grow up. And they grow out of that shit that you bring to the table. When popping pills ain't fun no more. When blowing money on cars and hoes ain't fun no more. On drugs ain't fun no more. You're still gonna be addicted to drugs. You're still gonna have cars that are about to get impounded, and you still didn't pay for you or your mama's house. And I think that puts a bow on basically what this album was talking about. Whether it be brackets, it be ATM, motivate, all the songs on the album kind of get ties into this, right? Cause it's true. Lil Pump, his wave is about to not exist anymore, but he's making this money now. He's not really doing anything smart with it. He's letting the drugs take him over. And the drug, it could be taken as literal drug, but you remember in the intro when old girl was like the biggest drug of all, which is love. The love for Lil Pump's fans, which is ultimately going to be the thing that destroys him because Lil Pump ain't talented. I thought that shit was crazy. Then he dropped it on 420. Lil Pump was probably high when he heard it. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. What y'all think about that assessment? G, go first, cause since you just called in.
Yeah, man. I remember there's a line on the 1985 where he says, "Congrats, you made it out your mama house. I hope you make enough to buy your mama house.
Right.
You'll watch Icy and you're with foreign. I got some good advice. Never quit touring, because that's the way we eat here in this rap game." And I thought to myself, I was telling people, man, you got these rappers nowadays that are signing these like 360 deals, right? These certain shady deals, right? And I found out some of these rappers, man, they getting a lot of people looking at. All right, let me basically tell you, man, the streaming game changed the whole entire industry. Because now people are fishing for hits even more. And I was telling people that's why a rapper like Cardi B could go gold in like 2 days because everybody was streaming the hell out of Bodak Yellow since February. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Drake. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you when he drops his album this summer, it's going to go like platinum in like a week because everybody's streaming Nice for What and God's Plan. So with these record labels, they one-upped us. Because back then, it was all about selling CDs. Now, ever since I think the RCA changed it where they made it every time a song gets downloaded and played 10 times, they consider that a album sale. So I was thinking about it like how these rappers, they're signing all these crazy deals, right? These 360 deals and all of that, and they're getting 1 million, 2 million for like 5 albums.
Yo, G, you a rapper?
G,
you a rapper?
Nah.
Oh, okay, you just know a little bit too much about this, but go ahead.
I was saying like how these rappers never make that money back because I found out some rappers like, all right, for every dollar these rappers make like 16 cents. The rest of it goes to the record label. Now here's the financial scam. This is why going independent has been a trend these days. What the record label will do is they'll advance you $200,000, right? And they'll tell you, okay, $200,000 to make an album, to promote it, to promote your tour, and you use that $200,000, right? Off rip, some beats in the industry alone are $88,000. I think Mike Will sells his beats around like 80-something thousand. So you already have 80,000 taken away from that. Then you're talking about the recording studio process, which some studios charge as much as $1,000 a day, and that's not even talking about mixing and finding the mixing and mastering engineers. Like people like Ali, mixed by Ali, who mixes Kendrick's albums. That's not even talking about like heavy guys like that. And then on top of that, you have the rest of the money also funnel your tour and promotion. So what happens is like, let's say you make an album, right? And then it flops. What the record label is going to do is, let's say it sells 35,000 its first week, about 135,000 overall. What the record label is going to do is they're going to take that money that was sold from the first album, right? And they're going to give you another advancement. But the thing about it is you're indebted to the record label now because you have to make that money back, which is why you hear about these rappers being in these record labels for years. I mean, everybody's like, yo, why did Frank Ocean drop Endless before Blonde? It's because he was trying to get out of his deal from the Warner Brothers.
This shit been on your mind. This shit been on your mind for a long time, man. We talking about J. Cole and Lil Pump, man.
hey,
you getting this off your chest, man? I'm listening.
So these rappers, man, they're getting indebted by these labels, and J. Cole made a smart point. They're really making their money from touring, if you really consider it. J. Cole made his like $16.4 million from his last tour. And in the part when he says that he could, like, I hope you make enough to buy your mama house, I thought about that because, I was watching a Vince Staples interview yesterday, and he said growing up, for him, the biggest thing with people that was growing up in his neighborhood was owning property. And I said, low key, owning property is like the one thing. And I don't understand why these rappers are out here. I get it, like Cole said in his album, they never had money before, so they're spending it on icy chains and whips and stuff like that. But when you look at the album For Your Eyes Only, and J. Cole was talking on the song, I don't know if it was Neighbors or the other song that had the Bryson Tiller sample, but he was talking about how he bought a big old backyard with my niggas that smoke cigars, thankful that their friends a platinum star, something like that. And he was talking about how he's basically buying and building his house, because that's the one thing about property. That's the one thing that's as important as food, air, and water. Because at the end of the day, these chains that you add all these diamonds to, they're going to lose their value. As soon as you add more diamonds to this chain, it loses its value. At the end of the day, these whips are going to lose their value. But the one thing that you can't lose in terms of value is acres. If you have acres upon acres, you can't lose in terms of that value. So I thought Cole was dropping that line right there. This is how I dissected one line. I thought that line right there was crazy. I didn't even get to the other line, but I want to hear you guys' input.
Boy, you sure know how to get off topic, don't you? Go ahead, Eddie. What you got? What you God damn. Hold up, man. He got into real estate. He got into the record business and all that, man. I'm talking about J. Cole, man. Go ahead, Eddie.
I tied it back.
Dude, well, just piggybacking off what he said, you know, in that last Tupac movie, when Suge had
we
Tupac
not talking
by
about
the horns,
Tupac. We not talking about Tupac.
Okay, but how about this?
Will y'all focus?
Back to 1985. I definitely think that on that album, I think that the album in general is a classic because you can listen to it for years to come. People still going to be having depression. People still going to not know what to do with their money. And rappers are still going to be biting trends that are only going to be here for a while. Then they're going to end up on Love and Hip Hop. And we're going to be like, damn, J. Cole called that out.
Yo, get on my nerve. Hold on, man. Let me see. 832, who this?
This E from Houston, Texas, man.
E, what up, Texas? What you got for the show, man? What you got about KOD?
I mean, I haven't really listened to the whole album yet, but the track you guys are talking about, 1985,
yes, sir.
I'm 18, so like all these kids my age rapping and putting in bars that think they're doing something and changing the world. I don't even know what it is, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like I grew up listening to.
You not feeling the song or the album, or you not feeling what?
No, I'm not feeling the new age rappers.
Oh, okay,
I'm not feeling the guy.
Okay. I was about to scream at you. No, it's
not like that at all. I'm a very lyrical person. Like I appreciate time and effort put into music. So
got you.
But yeah, like I don't know if you saw this, but Lil Pump actually responded to J. Cole.
And it's some dumb shit. I saw that, man. I saw that he was basically like, "Oh, you dissing the 17-year-old? Look at you."
And I hate when kids do that. Like the kids with the Parkland kids did the same thing. Like as soon as someone make fun of you, like, "Oh, I'm only 17. What are you talking about?" Like
if you grown enough to talk that shit, you grown enough to get the criticism.
Exactly.
If you're grown enough to say you're the big man, then you need to be grown enough to take hits. Like you can't. It's crazy.
Get on my damn nerves. I didn't even know who the hell Lil Pump was or what he looked like or what song he sang. I don't know nothing about Lil Pump. But I looked at him and I immediately, could tell that, what the hell was going on, right? I actually went back and did my research. Lil Pump had made a song called "Fuck J. Cole." I don't know for whatever reason he did it, but we see who won this exchange. God damn.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think that was just directed only to Lil Pump, because the line where he says,
it's
"I
directed
must say by your songs I'm unimpressed. Hey, but I love to see a black man get paid." I think he's talking about like rappers like Lil Yachty as well, like Yachty, Uzi, Famous Dex, all those guys. Because I mean, Lil Pump's not black, and he was like, "Oh,
yeah." I don't listen to Lil Yachty, but to be fair to him, he's one of those rappers that'll goof off. But if you really look at it, he's doing endorsement deals left and right. Like I think he's sponsored by Nautica, and that's like a fashion brand. He's getting big bucks from there. But
I got a
as
confession.
far as
I got a confession.
a lot of them,
I'm 26 years old, and I thought that Lil Yachty and Lil Boat were two different people. On everything, because look, I remember riding in the truck. I was listening to something on the radio. He was like, "Lil Boat," and I was like, "Lil Boat? That's not original.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty already exists. That ain't right." But you know, I learned.
Yeah.
I learned better. My bad.
Nah, but the and another line that I see is the part where he's talking about like they want to see you dab, they want to see you pop a pill, they want to see you tatted from your face to your heels, and somewhere deep down, Funkhead, I guess I gotta keep it real. They want to be black and think your song is
exactly. That's what I was about to talk about too. Like
go.
a lot of people who aren't black will try and emulate something or try and be like it. Like even Lil Pump himself, he's not black, but a lot of the stuff he puts in his music is like that's black culture. Like I don't know. Like it happens a lot. With
you see who he hangs out with too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most of the thing about it,
it's funny. I was watching the music video the other day. There was an Asian rapper, and he was just getting all high, blah blah. And I saw who was behind it. I'm like, so that's how
it's crazy. These majority of these rappers, they have these white fan bases, right? And in the part where J. Cole also talks about like at the end of the day, these fans are gonna grow up one day. I thought about it like, damn, that's so true. Because the era that we in now, we're in this SoundCloud, post-grunge, post-punk rap stage. You got kids tattooing their face, wearing colorful hair and all of that. I feel like in 5 years, is that trend really going to continue? Like, is it going to continue to evolve, or is it going to, like, completely
Trust me,
disappear?
like, I graduated last year, and Zans, Lean, all that is not stopping, especially not in Houston, Texas.
So I got a confession. I'm 26 years old, and I thought that Lil Pump and Tekashi 6ix9ine were the same person.
Same person.
Might as well damn you, Voch.
Sorry.
Yo, Voch, you're old head, bro. You're the old hip hop.
I am, man.
And that's another thing. Another thing. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily agree. Like, 26 to me is still young, in my opinion. I'm 18. I think 26 is still young. Yeah. Like for Lil Pump to call J. Cole old head, J. Cole, what he said, he's 33. Like, old heads are like 50 plus. Right. Well, an old head would be maybe Jay-Z. Jay-Z's now beginning to be an old head. Like, there's really, in my opinion, like, there's experience, there's veterans in the rap game.
Jay-Z old, man. Jay-Z.
There's nobody really
46.
Cool in the gangs of old heads who want to really talk about old heads.
And you know, the crazy part about it is when Cole said, I'll be around forever because my skills is tip top. To any amateur niggas that want to get rocked, just remember what I told you: when your shit flop in 5 years, you're gonna be on Love and Hip Hop. I thought about it like, damn, bro, that's really. And this is what I was saying. I was saying rappers like Kendrick and Cole, they don't have. It's something about not trying to be cool that makes you cool. And I said, yo, after 2014, I stopped seeing Cole and Kendrick wearing gold chains. I stopped seeing these guys wearing gold chains. I look at Cole now; he's wearing sweatpants, a tank top and Air Jordan 1s, as opposed to like Cole in like 2012 with the snapback and the chain and all of that. And I feel like, yo, this is what evolution is in hip hop. It's knowing that, like, and that's what he talks about.
Then you know what? You know what, G? Since you said that, though, like that even goes back to the original point that we were talking about. That when Lil Pump, like when his fans grow up and get older or whatever, his steam is gonna run out, and it ties back into the album. He's gonna still be a drug addict, and he's still gonna have cars he can't pay for. His mom's gonna be homeless, and and Cole is still gonna be wearing Walmart clothes, more successful than him. And Cole is not trying to fit into the new rap, right? The new rap,
and that's like another thing. Like, if you really think about it, like, without even saying it, I mean, I'm not the biggest J. Cole fan, but I appreciate great minds, but without even saying it in his lyrics, J. Cole never said in his song once, I'm still going to be here forever and ever, but it kind of just perpetuates it, like, like, look at all these guys, they're messing around now, my music going to be here, like, think about it in 10 years, like, I think you said it before, it's a classic and whatnot, but this is something you can still listen to. Like
So
Gucci Gang gets boring after replaying it 3, 4, 5 times. These songs they might get annoying, but then a couple months later you'll pick it up. That's how music really survives. Not really so much by first albums, first week sales, whatever. It's more of longevity.
So peep this out.
And you
Peep
know
this
what-
out. Peep. Listen. Hold on. Wait. I'm about to hang up on 2 out of 3 of y'all. This the purge. Before I do that, I just want to ask y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all who I'm gonna hang up on either. I just want to ask y'all: is this album better than Damn so far? I know it's early. Still, but is this album better than Damn?
Nah. Damn was
Nah.
more conceptual.
No.
Damn was still underachieving in terms of Kendrick Lamar stance, but Damn was like, it had hidden messages. Like, you could play Damn backwards. That's how carefully thought out.
That's a fan
of that
theory.
album.
That's a fan theory. That's not true.
Kendrick confirmed you could play that album back from Lust to Duckworth to and he's talking about God, he's talking about spirituality.
that is a fan theory.
That is.
I was
I could show you right now.
Listen, man, I was on the internet, man, and it was like an hour later, it was like 1 o'clock. They was like, damn, this album better than Damn. I'm like, damn, can we can we think this out before we, you know what I mean? Before we do this internet thing?
Hell nah.
Time out, G. A62, who this? Time out, G. Who this? A62.
How you doing, man? It's Al from Jersey.
What's happening, man? What you got for the show?
What's going on, man? Pardon me, I've been sipping a little bit, so I'm in my bag right now.
Okay, let's go.
Who you think's better, Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole?
I like Kendrick
Apples
better.
and orange.
I mean, but you know, it's really what you prefer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
I still think Cole got some figuring out to do. You know what I mean? I'm still not a fan of some things that he pulls off in his rap. I like Kendrick's aggression. You know, I kind of dig that in rappers too, and I think Kendrick is a better storyteller than Cole. But like I said, like you can be a Cole fan over Kendrick, and I'll totally understand that. But I prefer Kendrick over Cole.
Okay, understood. That's my stance. I think. Oh, go ahead. Who's that?
I think all in all, Kendrick is the more versatile rapper. But I think the fact that
based
Cole
off of what? Based off of what?
I think. Well, Kendrick, you could really slap him on any beat if you really think about it, because good.
But you could do that to Cole too. I heard him eat up Jay Electronica,
but
all the way
but
to.
Really, is it really gonna slap though? Like, I'm talking about, if you listen to Good Kid, Mad City, and you look at like then you look at like Money Trees, right, compared to like what's that song called? The one with him and Dr. Dre, Backseat Freestyle, I think.
Compton.
Like Compton. 2 different kind of beats, but he has the same energy. He could flip it around and manipulate himself throughout this. It's like he adapts to the beat. Like Cole, I listened to this new album because I think this is gonna be his only album experimenting with trap beats, and he sounds like Cole on top of trap beats, as opposed to like Kendrick, who made it sound like okay.
But you do realize he's the engineer, producer, rapper, and singer, right?
Don't say singer, goddammit. He's singing because he want to sing. Don't say singer.
He harmonizes, but I mean, I think you're vastly underrating him in that stance you have.
As a singer?
And I think
how versatile he is. Your man just said that he's more versatile. That Kendrick's more versatile.
But it's like, is Cole like more versatile than Kendrick when Cole like in 2014 Forest Hills Drive? I mean, he had 2 bangers off there, which was GOMD, and the other one was the one he was like hands in the air, hands. I thought like he showed his versatility with those 2 bangers, but majority of that album was still like East Coast. Gave like
so
East
wait,
Coast
time out, G, hold on. So Carla, you saying that Cole is more versatile than Kendrick?
Yeah, because I feel like I called in to really simplify pretty much all of that to you. The whole rap game to me, I'll be real simple, because I really don't pay attention too much to the messenger. I listen to the message, and it has me listen to things. I really feel like Kendrick Lamar is the label's version of a conscious rapper for you. Like, they knew you were ready for it, and they gave it to you. Similar to the way they knew it was time for Black. Wait, listen. The same way they knew it was time to give you Black Panther. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like J. Cole is in himself, and that's really him. I feel more like Kendrick. The label's pushing him out there to be that conscious rapper for society.
Cole. Listen, Cole just now recently switched his flows up. You know what I mean?
But see, that's necessary. See, I can understand how he got there though. With Kendrick, it's like, so you went from corrupt and all of those gangster NWA crazy to now you conscious. He don't match to me. You know, J. Cole, I can see the evolution. With Kendrick, it's like he was packaged for you from the label. Like I really listen to music.
Okay, time out. Wait. Okay, so you talking about evolution,
if you really
right?
listen, it's not as crazy as it sounds. Listen to what I'm saying. The label's packaging that for you because they know it's time for that. The same way Black Panther, they knew it was time for that movie. They see where things are going, like how society is going, gravitating right now.
I don't think that's fair.
That ain't valid.
The labels was packaged in it. Look at
Why you think they put Kendrick on Black Panther right away?
Because he's the hottest rapper in the game, fam.
Because he's conscious rap. He's handpicked conscious rap.
Because he's the hottest rapper in the game, fam.
No, but if you're smart,
one at a time, y'all. One at a time. Go ahead.
If you're smart, you wouldn't. If you're smart, you wouldn't trust Interscope anyway, because they packaged NWA, and that to me was almost the end of the rap game, where it went like crazy. Gangsta rap.
What does that have to do with Cole's versatility, though, or Kendrick?
Cole is versatile. I think he can get on any track with anybody. I've seen him outshine. Okay, I've seen him outshine on the same track. I've seen him outshine Jay Electronica, Most Def. Hold on, Jay Electronica, Most Def, and Talib Kweli on the same song.
Let me find my pen because you're talking about something different. When I think about versatility, if you go back to Pimp a Butterfly, right? Go to a song like You. You know what I mean? You know how he rapped on the first part of the song opposed to how he rapped on the second part of the song. Then that song goes off and We Gonna Be All Right comes on. That's three different flows. That's three different deliveries, energies within like 6 minutes. That's versatility to me. You know what I mean? Cole can harmonize and he can rap. Cole just now switched up his flows and tempos and things like that, man. Kendrick been doing this for a good little minute, man. Okay, Peter, if you think about the Black Friday freestyle, which is another great example of what Kendrick can do. Kendrick can go from slow flow, flash flow. This shit is just not fair. How the fuck do I care? Like animation, things like that. That's what that's versatility to me. You know what I mean? You know, not knocking Cole. Cole is cool. Cole's a great rapper, but he's not more versatile than Kendrick.
All right, but do you listen to the rappers that I just named that put him in, right? So he went. So look at the evolution.
That has nothing to do with versatility, though. Yes, he's evolved.
It does because he outshined them consciously.
I totally agree that J. Cole is evolving, but I don't think that J. Cole that point you made had nothing to do with his versatility.
That dude's extreme versatility and his lyricism is off the hook too.
From
similes to metaphors.
I agree.
From similes, metaphors, whichever way, that kid is crazy. But the second point I wanted to make wait, what you said?
You don't have to necessarily discredit, Kendrick's versatility.
No, I'm not discrediting. I just felt like I think he's the label's packaged conscious rapper. That was just my opinion right there.
That's what I'm saying. This is the thing. I think in versatility, it's not only through music with Kendrick. I mean, you're talking about discography, because To Pimp a Butterfly sounds nothing like Good Kid. It sounds nothing like Damn.
But I haven't really liked Kendrick since Section 80.
You haven't liked Kendrick since Section 80?
Since
That's rough, dog. That's rough.
You
just don't like Kendrick. You just don't like Kendrick.
No.
That's what that is. Hey, man, thanks for the call, bro. Appreciate it.
That's wild. That is. I never thought 2018 somebody would say that.
This man gonna hop in here and tell me J. Cole better than Kendrick. Then tell us how much he don't. Conrad Tokyo, our local rapper, call in. So let's see. Let me run through the chat box real fast. Conrad Tokyo say almond milk. Shut up, man. Call into the show. I haven't liked Kendrick since Good Kid, man. See, that's crazy to me, man, because I feel like
Butterfly, dog.
and we really ain't talking about Kendrick today. We really talking about J. Cole, but Come on.
But that's low key. That's
like I said earlier, man.
That one right there.
Like I said earlier, I was a fan of old Cole. Then at some point, Cole got boring to me. But
Yeah.
when Major Key came out, DJ Khaled's album came out, Jermaine's Interlude. That shit made me want to cry, G. That shit was amazing.
No,
and,
I know.
And we needed that. We needed that J. Cole, man, in my opinion. We needed Jermaine's Interlude. But he gave us For Your Eyes Only, which wasn't that. But I think this album is getting back to what that was. But go ahead, G.
I started off with Cole with like the warm up and Friday Night Lights and all of that. And I thought with Cole, see, that's the thing, like, it's not versatility that's Cole's biggest like factor. I think it's just the fact that Cole knows how to like work through his underratedness, if that makes sense.
He's a lyricist. He's a
lyricist. Gonna be. He's
gonna
make 3 albums.
He's a lyricist that finds he's a lyricist that finds success in his own lane. That's cool. But that doesn't mean that since Kendrick is stepping out of his, it doesn't mean that Universal is packaging him as a conscious rapper. Like Kendrick very much still does his own thing. He's not really complying to, whatever. But and then look, to be fair, he was like, why was Kendrick the first rapper? Like why was he on the Black Panther soundtrack?
On Black Panther.
You know how much money Disney probably signed probably for that the damn check they wrote to get that album done. Come on, man. Who else gonna do it? Who else gonna do the album?
But this is the fact that it's like, if Cole this album goes double platinum, that'd be 3 albums in a row that Cole goes double platinum with no features. And I know it's starting to be a meme now, and I think low key some people are supporting his music just to keep that meme going. Mm-hmm. But I think that really speaks to the fact that Cole is one of the rappers who is most intimate with his fan base. Like you pull up his 2010 tweets compared to his 2018 tweets where he's interacting with the fans on Twitter, it's the same Jermaine Cole. And it's the fact that Kendrick has the versatility. You're not going to be more versatile than Kendrick, but Cole knows, like you said, he knows how to work with the lane that he's in. And that right there makes himself a legend. This album, I think, is probably going to be his last ever working with, like, trap beats. I think this was just, which is going to make this album even better. You think this album's good now?
And I think the only reason he used trap beats was to make it easier for idiots to listen to, so they can finally get the point, so they can finally get the right. But I do think he's gonna go back to his old self. Conrad Tokyo, what's happening, man?
Look, bruh.
No, calm down. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are here to talk about the album. Don't you dare talk crazy about my last caller. Don't you do it now.
Oh, no. I won't. I'll leave him alone. That's whatever.
All right, Conrad Tokyo. What you got for the show, man?
So I'm not like a J. Cole fan, but objectively, I think that actually this album, I think it is like being objectively, I think you can compare it to 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Like I think it is pretty good. Like he's flowing like on a lot of these tracks. This is the problem I have with like J. Cole, and like I'm not gonna get on like the last caller, but like people like that, like if you enjoy
hypothetically, people that look like the last caller. Right.
If you enjoy J. Cole, just leave it at that, bro. J. Cole is a really good rapper. He really is. He's a great rapper. But to compare him to people like Kendrick, I feel like it's kind of ludicrous and insulting to Kendrick. I'm not even trying to be a Kendrick stan.
Damn.
But like he's not lyrically superior. Like I can name a bunch of rappers that are lyrically superior to Cole. And versatility, I don't think it's that either. I think J. Cole's lane is relatability. I think he can relate to a lot of good people, and I think that's what he does. He's an average MC that raps over trap beats, in my opinion. Lyrically, I think Joey's better. I think Earl Sweatshirt's better. Obviously, I think like a Doom is better. I think there's a bunch of rappers that are lyrically better than Cole. I think he just has really good beats, and he's really, really relatable, and that's what he knows how to work. But comparing him to Kendrick with like versatility, I think is a little insulting, like to Kendrick, because Kendrick has given us masterpieces that not a lot of rappers just in history can give us. And I think that like an MF Doom, like people who listen to Cole just think obviously he's better than a Big Sean or a bunch of little mumble rappers.
But J. Cole can harmonize. He's versatile. What do you think about that? Like, what you?
I think he can. I don't personally like J. Cole's singing voice, but I think he can do that well. I think in this last album he did that well. But you can listen to a Kendrick album and he can give you so many different type of voices. I think even Joey Badass, if you can go back and listen to his album, he can give you so many type. Yeah.
But I think the comparison with Cole and Kendrick is the fact that him, Kendrick, and Drake and Wale all came out in 2010, right? Like the 2009, 2010. And like in terms of like commercial-wise, is Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. But in terms of critically acclaimed, out of those four rappers, it really is Kendrick and Cole, bruh. Like no matter how many albums Drake make, he'll sell. He'll sell. His albums will sell. It'll top charts.
So I got a confession.
That's why
I got a confession. I'm actually a recovering pissed off Drake fan. Actually, for a while I was.
Explain.
I was not. I was a huge Drake fan. You know, me and my homeboy Sadie Fresh. He's been on the show a few times. He's in a little more denial than I am. But when I started to listen to Swaggy Trap Drake, I was like, man, we losing him. And then and then we got the Bando Drake, and I was like, oh my god. And then we got the dance hall Drake. I just.
Oh, do you so much? Do you like Drake as like a rapper?
Finger.
Listen, man. Drake has his moments, man. Like, you know, when I listen to I forgot the name of the last album, More Life. When I listen to More Life, and like, you know, we get to the end of the album and Do Not Disturb comes on. That's flashes of old Drake to me. That's flashes of old brilliance. But then the album starts back to the top. And then Free Smoke comes on, I get sick again. You know what I mean?
And I think for me, it's just the fact that like you really look. He made his magnum opus is Take Care, right? Yeah. I think just the fact that at the time and what he was able to do with Take Care, it really is gonna transcend every album he ever makes. I mean, that song. Which song was it? The song "Look What You've Done." I
don't think y'all really understand how amazing Take Care. How old were you when Take Care came out? G.
I can't remember, bro. Honestly,
I remember I was in college. I was like 19, and I remember Marvin's Room. Marvin's Room came out two or 3 weeks before Take Care came out. I've never listened. I think that song set the record for consecutive plays on my iPod. I probably listened to that shit 30 times in a row. Marvin's Room was different. Crew Love was different. Shot for Me was different. All that shit was. It had Kendrick. Kendrick was on there before Kendrick was dope. But before Kendrick was Kendrick.
Bro, Buried Alive, bro. Make me proud, bro.
Yeah, I think it's hard now to like, cause like I personally prefer Drake singing. Like I wish Drake could personally make like a whole R&B album. I love that, but like I think on this More Life project or like Views or whatever, you started to see a decline because Drake started to sound like a bunch of other rappers. But on Take Care, and like, So Far Gone, no one sounded like Drake. You know what I mean? Like he was running that stuff, and I think that's kind of like that kind of shows a little decline a little bit, but.
And that's why I said, like, with Drake, I feel like he's not gonna get that respect in terms of critically acclaimed because, like Kendrick made To Pimp a Butterfly, which is basically at the height of police brutality, and he made that album centered around jazz, fusion. He had Thundercat, he had Snoop Dogg, and he had he had collaborations that with artists we weren't introduced with yet, and then the same thing with Cole. And 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Every time I listen to a Drake album now, it just feels like a collection of songs.
Nice for What is trash. nice for What is trash.
He had the audacity to use a Lauryn Hill sample, bro.
Like, I got a confession.
That's a pure sample.
I got a confession. When Bando Dancehall Drake came out, that was like a terrible day in hip hop for me. But like, there's only one other day in hip hop that was worse than that. That was when Wayne dropped Lollipop.
Oh yeah, like Lollipop, Prom Queen, all of that. That's when. See, like they don't know about Mixtape Wayne. Mixtape Wayne.
Mixtape Wayne.
When he had Mixtape Wayne was legit a top 3 rapper back in the days. Because remember in 2007, Voch, when it was Wayne and Andre 3000 that was hopping on every remix, bruh. You had Andre on the Walk It Out remix. You had Wayne on
I used to sell CDs in in middle school and high school. I used to we used to get on the bus and trade Wayne mixtapes like trading cards, right? Like some of Wayne's best shit was supposed to be unreleased. Like he had a mixtape called Louisiana. I don't even think that was official. You know what I mean? Like mixtapes like I can't even remember some of them shits, man. But like what he did with like Dedication. And look, let me say this, okay, because this has gotten away from J. Cole, right? This is just a hip hop discussion in general. You know, I see a lot of people. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver. Tasha said I look irritated. I was. Mike Evans. He said that Wayne was one of the GOATs or whatever. He was like, don't at me. And people were pretty up in arms about it. And I was like, well, think about criteria that'll make somebody the GOAT, right? That'll be lyrical ability, longevity, impact on the culture, things like that, and album sales. I think those are 4 criteria that could make claim for the GOAT. Now, when we have GOAT conversations, we'll never agree. But I think think when we have conversations, it's not so much about who's the best, but it's about who deserves to be put in that conversation. Why can't Lil Wayne be a part of the GOAT conversation? Because he definitely has longevity. He definitely has the album sales. He definitely had lyrical ability at some point in his prime. A lot of people looking at the prom queen shit like that's what we talking about. Nas fell off at some point. Jay-Z had Kingdom Come. We talking about Wayne in his prime. And then impact on the culture. Mixtape Wheezy, like the whole mixtape game, dog. Like that shit is definitely impact on culture. Why can't we talk about Wayne as one of the GOATs?
I agree. I think like it's hard for people. I think people get up in arms over other people's hip hop opinions. Like just let it. Hip hop is so versatile. There's so many different type of genres. Like just let people have their own hip hop opinion. Like I think you can even say a product of all the littles now is they are a product of Wayne. Like whether you like that mumble trap music, I know I don't, but it is still hip hop, and he has influenced that. I think. And this is like where
I'd say this from '99 Wayne to 2006 Wayne is the GOAT in that era, because when he had the Best of Me freestyle and the Nuck If You Buck freestyle. He went stupid. He went stupid on both of them. When he had The Block is Hot, 500 Degrees, he was constantly dropping those tapes.
If you think about, if you think about how much time is between Get Off the Corner and Ice Cream Freestyle, if you think of how much time are between those 2 tracks, Wayne probably got some of the most longevity in hip hop, next to
without a doubt,
next to like who, Jay-Z, next to LL Cool J,
and Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Look at this.
I agree.
Cat in the comments say from 06 to 09, Wayne run was longer than that. Longer than that.
2002, bro. Like,
yeah, just look at influences. I don't think. Like, whether you like Drake or Nicki or whatnot, I don't think they would be as big as they are without Wayne having something to do with that now, too. So, I mean, like, in the game itself as well, Wayne has influences.
And the thing, I found out this nigga from, like, 2004 to, like, 2007 had 70 features. I think the reason why you really can't, I put Wayne in my top 15, but I think the reason why he's not always in everyone's top 5 is because of oversaturation. Because if you look at it from 99 to 2007, he over 70 features recorded, bro.
I can make
that was.
I can make an argument that Nas only got like 3 good albums.
But he got classics though.
It just happens that those. It just happens. It just happens that those 3 albums are some of the greatest albums of all time. But but Nas fell off too. Like what are we doing here? Like, come on, man.
I think the oversaturation is, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. 70 features is ridiculous. But like he released,
but he went hard
from 1999 to 2004, 3 albums, 3 tapes, bro. And then from 2004 to 2006, another like 4 tapes. That was the 7 tapes from 1999 to 2007. Nas legit after Illmatic. How long it took him to make Stillmatic or was Stillmatic before God's Son or what?
a lot. They really don't matter. It was written in Illmatic is really all you need to really worry about. Really, for real. I mean, Nasty Nas was a thing, and people act like that didn't happen. Nas Escobar was a thing, and people act like that really didn't happen. Like, and to be fair, those albums were great. So we can say that Nas got 2 classic albums, right?
Yeah.
What if I replace the word album with bodies of work? How many classic bodies of work does Wayne have?
I mean, yeah, actually, but there's a lot of bad Wayne albums of Voch too. Like, I get you're talking about his time, but he has a lot of bad ones too, though.
Okay, there are bad, but you need to answer my question though. How many classic? How many?
We could list them right now.
I would include his mixtape. Carter.
All 3 Carters.
Yeah.
I consider that classic.
And his mixtapes. I think that's good.
We can stop at the Carters and the Droughts and be done here. Honestly.
Yeah. That's true.
Not even talking about the prefix and the suffix. Not even talking about the No Ceilings tracks. Not even talking about the Louisianas. Not to mention the I Am Not a Human Beings. We're talking about, like, Wayne does this for real. Why can't we?
Yeah.
But Wayne, I bet if Wayne was from New York, he'd be considered one of the GOATs.
That's
shit.
The way
New York is biased.
Because like I just did this with my family too. Like we were just messing around. We had like one of those like March Madness brackets, and we just did it with strictly albums. And you can eliminate albums. I feel like if you put Wayne's albums up against a lot of other hip hop albums, they don't really make it that far though. Like I get like, but like personally. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you should really never argue over someone's personal opinions. If someone says Wayne's the GOAT, let them say Wayne's the GOAT. Like, but, I mean, you can talk about some Wayne albums that can go up. You can't compare Wayne albums to Reasonable Doubts, the Illmatics, even Doggy Styles and Chronic.
Put Carter 2 against The Pimp a Butterfly. Carter 2 get blown.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, true. I can make an argument. I can make an argument that Kendrick has more classic albums than Nas. Now what?
I agree with you.
Would y'all say? Would y'all say Kendrick is undefeated in terms of classic albums?
I don't think in terms of classic albums. I think that's the thing we do generationally too. Like I love Kendrick. I think he has 2. I think he has 2 classic albums.
Pimp Butterfly. Pimp Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City.
Pimp Butterfly.
Yes, Pimp Butterfly, the topic, that will always be relevant. That's why it's a timeless album, because that topic will always be relevant. And Good Kid, Mad City is one of the greatest hood storytelling albums you can ever get. One of the greatest storytelling albums ever. But like, Damn is really great for its time. It's a super great album for its time. But like,
I can agree there. I
don't know. We throw a word.
Section 80 a motherfucker though. Section 80. Sterling AG.
If you compare that to Nas, that's two against 2, bro. Because you said Illmatic and it was written, so that like that's 2 against 2. I
feel like people overlook Kanye's body of work too, because in my opinion,
time out, because we can start it on Kanye. That's an additional 30 minutes. Sterling AG1 in the comments say, I can make an argument that To Pimp a Butterfly is overrated. I would love for you to call in so we can embarrass the hell out of you, sir.
Call it right now. Call it
and ask. I bet he doesn't even know what To Pimp a Butterfly means.
I would love to embarrass the hell out you, dog. Please.
Tell him call it right now. I want all the smoke when that album was amazing, dog.
Sterling
because
AG.
You don't like the sound. Like, I hate, man.
Sterling AG, if you will, please call in. I mean, it's nothing but me, some 18-year-old, and G, how old are you? 21? We're not gonna kill you that bad. Just call into the show.
Call it right
now. Sterling AG says it's not good. Please call, bro. Please call.
If the sound is not good, like if you don't like the sound, that's one of the arguments. But talking about it's not good is ridiculous. Like I'm not like I don't like you. People have a problem taking their personal things out of it. Like I said, I'm not a big J. Cole fan, but for me to say KOD or 2014 Forest Hills Drive are bad albums or overrated is ridiculous. They're good albums. They're just not for me. To Pimp a Butterfly may not be for you.
Sterling, please call man.
I want to know what's his favorite album, and I want to compare it. We'll compare it against Kendrick Lamar, Body like word for word, track for track.
Real talk though, this will not turn into a shouting match. I promise. I really just want to hear. I really want your logic though. I want your reasoning because, and this even goes back to the football side of the channel. If you've proven that you've shown your work, and this is simply just your opinion, cool. I just need to hear your logic. If you have an allergic reaction to saxophones, then maybe I can get it. If you're not really a fan of. Like if you're not really a fan of folk music, if you just didn't understand it, but we can help you through it, then I understand that. But we need to hear you. I need to hear you.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if you come in here talking about some Slime season 2 was better than To Pimp a Butterfly, I'm not gonna know what to say because that's goddamn ridiculous. If you're talking about I don't like the album because of its old school jazzy feel, and I'm like I already know. A Tribe Called Quest and all of that is not for you. But if you come in here talking about something like, your Future, Evolve was better. It came out around the same time. This is that. That's ridiculous right there. I'm gonna be on standby for that.
I don't think he gonna call now. I don't think you want that smoke, man. But look, Sterling, it's on the screen, man. Look, 515-739-1285, access code 309-104. I really, really want to hear what you got to say, man. I really do. And
because that's crazy. Like honestly, you said like Damn or like Section 80, but you said this man magnum opus right there. That's like his best album. I'd say that's the best album in the last 10 years.
To Pimp a Butterfly?
That's the best album since. Oh, okay, so what you say that's the best album since the Outkast album?
Oh, he said he gonna call it. What'd you say now? What'd you say, G? So we could just we'll just talk till he gets here. What'd you say now?
Would you say that To Pimp a Butterfly is the best album since the Outkast album that came out in 2004? The
Aquemini? Aquemini wasn't 04. That was
Love Below?
Okay.
The best one since Speaker Box, bro.
I think it's up there. I mean, like again, you can personally prefer over other albums, but just like I think content-wise, that what that album means just to Black people and like the content of that album is ridiculous, and you can put it up there for all time great.
I'm gonna tell you what it's going up against. It's going up against My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Heartbreaks and 808, and Graduation. It's going against 50 Cent debut album. It's going against.
Give Richard Die Trying is hard.
It's going. That's why I'm trying to get your opinion. Cause I think that's the best album.
I think so too. I can agree to that, but
man, you know how
album was just.
You know how loaded that question is, man. I got to think about that shit, man. That ain't just something you could just throw out at me like that, man. What's the best album? It might be Pimp. It might be the Pimp Butterfly. It might be that.
You could make a thesis out of that album, bro. You could like legit play it in a college environment, and it makes sense, bro. Like, I'm trying to think of it if Hov dropped anything around that time.
Time out. Shut up. I'm playing. Terrence Samuel, what's happening, man? Who you not Sterling AG, are you?
Nah.
Oh, Terrence was about to smoke you, man. Okay, what you got for the show, man?
Nah, I was listening to you guys talk or whatever. So like, I just want to, chime in a little bit.
Okay, go ahead. What's up?
Oh, I mean, like you guys are talking about, just like, I mean, the hip hop in general, or whatever. But I feel like the J. Cole conversation, for me, when you talk about a guy like J. Cole, I feel like he's the type of artist that when he drops stuff, it's like I expect stuff like this, stuff that he talks about, stuff, how he makes everybody literally stop just to listen to his stuff. A lot of people, they'll drop albums or whatever like that, and you like, I might listen to it, whatever. Cole, he has that type of artistry where when you hear like, oh shoot, Cole's album about to drop, you gotta get it, and there's only a few artists that you can mention. I think you guys mentioned a couple of them, Kendrick, You can mention a Drake. You can mention.
Can I respond real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I feel like I understand where you're going. Like I understand what you're talking about, but like I feel like a lot of people, like for example, you're a Cole fan, right?
I'm a Cole fan. Yeah, I mean definitely.
No, you're not.
I wasn't.
No, you're not. You just
fan.
You just took a deep breath and said, "Yeah, I'm a Cole fan." Come on.
Because look. Here's my thing. Cole, he's one of my top artists, like currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not gonna front like when I first heard Cole. I think I was in high school. And dudes was like, yo, there's this dude named J. Cole. Yo, he's from North Carolina. He raps. He's nice, whatever. And I was like, I'll give him a listen or whatever. So it's like I wasn't the guy that was just like on him. But over time, I feel like I started to say, yo, this dude J. Cole is one of the best rappers like that we can look at as far as current artists, in the rap game. It used to be Cole, Big Sean, Wale, Drake, and nobody was talking about Kendrick. Nobody was talking about Kendrick at that time.
Agree.
But
this
go
is my
ahead.
problem, right? I'm not taking J. Cole is a good rapper. I just feel like I have a really, really like acquired hip hop taste, so I think J. Cole is a top 3 mainstream rapper. I feel like people just don't really expand
But who put him there though? But who put him there? Like I always tell people that like when people talk about mainstream artists, like why are they there?
Because
why did we?
It has to do popularity for me.
Because they good.
I came up. Yeah, they're good. Relatable.
Exactly
Great
because
beats.
no,
great.
Yeah,
beats.
go ahead.
It's production of the times. I could name a bunch of artists that have lyrically put out better projects and better content-wise, but you'd be like, who is this? Why have you never heard of him?
No, go ahead. And I mean, I might have heard of them, and you can go down the line. I mean, I don't know.
You got to show your work. So for example, this in this past year alone, I feel like JID is also a better rapper than J. Cole.
Jid Cole. Jid is so damn cold. Jid is fire. Jid is fire.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, yesterday, ironically, I'm watching I think I was watching the Cavs game with my cousin, but we was talking about hip hop, and my cousin was talking. He thinks Kendrick's overrated, and I be trying to sway him, and I was telling him why I say, look, Kendrick is the best right now. I'm gonna say this right now. Drake is my favorite. Out of all of them, he's my favorite.
All right, Terrence, time out. Terrence. Time out. I'm not cutting you off, Terrence. I just want to see something real fast. Hold on, time out.
Yeah, sure.
240, who this?
Yo, it's Sterling.
Who this is? Who is this? Who is this 240? Is it Sterling?
Sterling and G1.
Okay, Terrence, I'm gonna need you to calm down for 20 seconds. Sterling, tell me how. You know what, Terrence? You can even attack him on this. Sterling, we just want to have a conversation with you. We can keep this thing as civil as possible. I'll try. How is To Pimp a Butterfly overrated and not that good? You have the floor, sir. We're not gonna cut you off.
It's Kendrick's most overrated work. It's just not good.
I need you to show work. I know I just said I wasn't gonna cut you off, but shit, I need you to explain. I need you to show work.
Can I chime in for just 1 second?
Quickly, 1 second, literally. Go.
If I can be honest, when I first heard Pimp a Butterfly,
Terrence, let me just go ahead and mute you real fast because I feel like you about to say something that's going to hurt my feelings. We're going to do this one at a time. Sterling, I need you to show work. I need you to explain to me. But Terrence, don't go nowhere. I'm coming right back to you. Sterling, I need you to explain to me how it's overrated.
They talk about it like it's his best work. It's not.
Okay, time out. Okay, time out. Jay, ask me why is it bright outside?
Why is it bright?
Well, the sun makes it bright outside. You see what I did there? I explained how shit works. You say To Pimp a Butterfly is overrated. I need you to explain how it's overrated.
I mean, I don't have the track list in front of me, but
Find it. Google it. Look.
Wait. Hold on.
I'll pull it up.
Favorite Kendrick album?
Okay, no. Well, I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that. We only talking about the Butterfly. Sterling. Okay, at least tell me what makes the album bad to you.
it's lyrics.
Okay.
All right, Sterling. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. All right, Sterling. Be cool, fam. Have a good night. Drive safe. Okay, Terrence. Okay, Terrence. When you first listened to Pimp a Butterfly, what happened, Terrence?
Okay, so I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. When I first heard Pimp a Butterfly, I'm not gonna front and say like I totally understood his direction because it was totally different.
None of us did.
From his first one when he what was it? Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City. His approach and what he was trying to put out there, it was totally different from a Pimp a Butterfly. So I was trying very hard to like, all right, what is he doing here? So I was gonna delete his album, but I was like, no, because he's too good. So I sat on it. Then when he dropped, I think that's when he dropped other projects, and especially when he dropped Damn. Because if you look at Damn has a lot of sounds that are similar to a Pimp a Butterfly, like sound-wise, not lyrical-wise, not what he's trying to paint as far as the whole message of the album. So when I was listening to it, I was like, oh shoot. And then I went back, and then I was just like, wow, like the Pimp a Butterfly is one of the strongest albums I think Kendrick has. It's really amazing. So like I think why I said that is because if I'm gonna give Sterling the benefit of the doubt, I think he just doesn't understand.
Okay, I got you.
His direction.
I got a confession. It took me 3 years to like To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't know. Maybe it was my mind. I'm sorry, man. Maybe it was my mindset at the time. But I listened to it twice. I couldn't really get in there. I couldn't. But I guess it's one of those albums where you got to listen to it while doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You can't be working out. You can't be working out. You can't be cooking. What made me appreciate it was I had to pull up Rap Genius and listen to it while Rap Genius was in front of me. It was so much that I was missing. Even small things like even how the album came on, Wesley's Theory, Every Ninja is a Star. Then you go to the end of the album, how it talks about how even though we're caterpillars from the beginning, we still evolve into that, and they try to pimp us out in that way. It's built inside of us to be great. We just got to get there. It from the front of the album to the back of the album. The poem that he was talking about in segments, how he started off with one line, then it was like 6 lines, then it was like 8 lines, then he ended with the entire line explaining the whole album. The shit is deeper than rap, fam. It was deeper than rap.
I look crazy,
and it's hard for people to understand that.
You just can't listen to it. You can't listen to it in traffic. You got to be sitting down in a dark room.
Even
because you're gonna start skipping songs. You're like, I want to hear something that's gonna be like, especially in this day and age, man. You're gonna want to listen to something that's, I want to like kind of beat bop or whatever, and it's nah, that's not what that album's for, man.
And that's why when I first came across that album, it was when he released he had on Saturday Night Live. I heard I'm like, yo. I thought he was gonna like sell out because I'm like, yo, this is kind of like weird. It's like all fun,
but you got to listen to it in context of the album. Absolutely.
Yep.
I really had to because it took me 3 months to really fully appreciate To Pimp a Butterfly. Because when you hear it, but I think that's what makes it the best album since Outkast, because it's one of those things where every time you hear it, a new message, a new revelation pops up in your mind that you didn't have before. Now you're like, oh damn. Wesley Theory, they really, they don't teach us about how to manage with our taxes and stuff like that. That's why it's called Wesley Theory. Then you look at you, and you're like, damn, this is a song where he's being introspective, and he's looking at his his battling with he got his the part where he was like, oh, his homie died, and then there was like, oh, he doesn't even like visit Compton anymore. He doesn't even visit the hood anymore.
He was suicidal over that. He was suicidal over that. And look, and that's what I was talking about with the other fella that was like, Kendrick ain't lyrical. If you listen to, okay, I'm looking at the track list right now. Right, he started at King Kunta. I ain't even like King Kunta at first, but when it was put, I didn't like King Kunta. You know what? I was a different music fan at the time. I didn't like King Kunta at first, but when I had to put it into perspective, you know what? Like, G-Funk was a thing. Like, West Coast motherfuckers been doing this shit for years. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I put it into perspective and then what he was talking about, then it made sense. Institutionalized, amazing. These walls, you.
Crazy.
But when it gets to you,
oh my God, these walls, that song is deep, dog.
That beat is crazy.
It's
bro.
ridiculous.
That beat right there.
And
Thundercat, that beat is wild.
And that's like six. Like, you want to talk about versatility? Okay, Cole went from harmonizing to rapping. That's versatility. But when he went to you,
that really is.
When he went to you, how he opened up the peep this out, fam. How he opened up the song with anger. Where was your antennas? What was the influence you speak of? You know what I'm saying? All that anger shit. You ain't no leader. You know what I mean? No, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm used to that, Kendrick, though.
That's right.
You know,
but peep this out though.
Not at the time.
But peep this out though. Even if that's super mad or great, he's a great actor, by the way. He's giving all this in the track, but then just to transition into sadness. And he's talking about the same shit, right?
Crackling, bro.
Rap artistry is pure.
And I think that's what.
Yes, that's what I mean by versatility.
I think that's what you got to give him over Kendrick. He's not. I mean, I said Kendrick.
Cole.
He's not. Him and Cole both approach the same issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that Kendrick does it stronger
with a little more nuance.
I can't sit there. Yeah, it's a little bit more stop.
Hello?
Yeah, what happened? I thought that was my phone messing up.
Goddamn Illuminati assassinated this man. But anyway, in you can even hear the bottles clinking together. You know what I mean? Like you, and you can hear the slurring. You're eating my mom and them leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
the sound before these walls when that girl was moaning. I did not understand that sound. Those sounds until I listened to the one entire track.
Yeah.
When he was talking about, bro, and these walls is crazy, bro. This dude killed his friend and went to jail, and so Kendrick's getting revenge by sleeping with his
smashing his baby
mama.
mama. That shit crazy.
That is cool.
That shit was so crazy, man.
Just like overall,
but
as
you
an album.
Go ahead.
Like, just as an artist, the idea, like this, to pimp a butterfly, how Black people are, the caterpillar in the cocoon, and society imposes this cocoon around us. Police brutality, systematic racism, all these different areas of blackness, and then after a while, we start to impose it on ourselves. And then throughout the album, he's going through all these different areas of it, and then in the end, he's gonna ask Pac, what do you think on it? And he's gone at that point.
And Pac ain't even got the answer because he's not here.
Right,
he's not here. This the one cat that we look up to. That's why I got so much emotion for Pac. And y'all heard on past episodes, man. The one cat that we look to for answers, he gone. He gone.
But the one track that really shows out his versatility was For Sale, the interlude.
Yeah.
When I heard For Sale, I was like, bro, what is this, bro? This was like 4 minutes of spoken word poetry, just right in front of me. It was going so fast, I had to use Rap Genius. I had to look at it bar for bar because he's like, this dick ain't free. You can do this, that. You can do that. I'm like, yo, this guy's legitimately having a whole theatric experience in front of us, and like this. We're basically enjoying this album, seeing it from his lens. And I thought to myself, well, after I heard For Sale, I was like, okay, yeah, this album. Mind you, I didn't even get to how much $1 cost by then. I didn't get to complexion,
politics,
I didn't get to the black of the bearer.
So peep this out. We gonna look. I'm about to do some closing statements because I got another gig I got to do. And I'm about to. Terrence left Well, I was about to bring Terrence back in, but he left. So, well, Terrence gone. I purged him first. Conrad, go ahead and finish your point, man. Make your last points before I get rid of you.
Yeah. Final thoughts. I just want to say, like, I think a lot of J. Cole fans, you don't have to be so like crazy and defend your artists. If you like them, you like them. I will say, just try to expand your listening a little bit. Like, there are great artists that can give you content. They're just not mainstream rappers. There's Run the Jewels, like We Killed Mike LP, A$AP Rock, No Name, Novelist, Clear Soul Force. Just try to expand your listening. I think you can find a lot more artists that can do the same thing. And then, like, I don't know, like, mainstream is cool. I get it. But just try to, like, find more rap out there. It's dope. And you can even find your boy out here, Comrade Tokyo. I got something new coming.
That was so smooth.
Plugged himself in.
That was so smooth.
Yeah.
Jordan Lucas got a project on the way. Jid's about to have another situation coming. So look out for new hip hop like Conrad Tokyo was talking about, and check out his stuff. Definitely follow him on Twitter, man. He got a new snippet of a freestyle up there. You definitely look like a J, like somebody that lives from Arizona, and you look like an Eagles fan. So I get it. Take it easy, bro. And G, final thoughts, man, because you've been basically co-hosting the show, fam. What's your final thoughts, bro?
I just want to say that I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly is the best album in the last 10 years, and I think it actually hurt Kendrick because I don't think he's ever gonna make an album that great. I think the same thing with Cole. I think literally their next step is to collab. Like, it's pointing to collaboration because I feel like Cole. I don't see how Cole could really take it to the next level with his next album. I'm sure he probably could. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know. I think Kendrick hit every single topic. But with that being said, I got to say Cole is definitely on there with Kendrick. I mean, just look at the people in 2010, bro. B.O.B., Wale,
quickly.
Cole, Kendrick, Drake.
Quickly.
Like, that Cole and Kendrick are the only ones that are getting critically acclaimed from that class. But also, Voch, whenever you start Voch's Voice podcast, bro, you need to have a segment like this, like once a week, once every 2 weeks, where hip hop discussion. Just get the hip hop fans, that's also football fans in the community. Yeah. And we'll just all get in here. We'll debate. We'll discuss. It's all love at the end of the day. Like you said, if you have an opinion, you got to show the work. And yeah, you need to make this like a weekly thing or something like that on Voch's Voice podcast.
Yeah, man, Voch's Voice is definitely going to be a thing. I'm getting the artwork taken care of now. I'm starting that after the draft because, the draft is very time consuming. I got a lot of shit to do. So after that, I'm definitely going to make the podcast the actual thing. We're going to get into relationships. We're going to get into music. We're going to get into all kind of stuff, man. And Voch's Voice is definitely going to be its own thing. So y'all definitely look out for that. Thanks, G. Thanks for calling, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. And if we talk hip hop, I call in every time. Hey, well, we're gonna talk a lot of hip hop. Hey, man, this was a pretty cool show. We started off. I just wanted to get into a little bit of J. Cole. It ended up being a full on hip hop deal. So it is what it is. It just worked out in that way. It ended up being pretty entertaining. I always show your work, fam. Draft season is almost over with. So like I said, it's gonna be a lot more podcasts like this. Subscribe, like, comment, all that type of stuff. Voch's Voice is gonna be held on this channel until Voch's Voice gets running. All right. Then after that, all bets are off, man. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey, y'all. Salute. I know I said salute, but I'm still here. Sterling says, I'm going to listen to it again, and I'm going to have notes. Sterling, please listen to it again and have notes. Now I'm going. Holla at you.